Hi, this is David Tierney, and I'm going to do a quick demystifying of the use of shortcodes in a WordPress website for beginners and people who are not necessarily technically inclined, not programmers. Shortcodes is something that people are more and more integrating into WordPress templates. If you buy a template from somebody as a way to put additional features or functions or layouts into the website, um, because it's got the word code in it, it may sound a little bit intimidating, but it's not that complicated, and so hence this video. So let's take a look at a couple of uses of shortcodes. And what is a shortcode? In summary, it's a way to easily and conveniently add, as I said before, a functionality or to modify a layout or to do something which would require a whole bunch of effort and code to do it very simply because somebody's applied, created a little tag to insert a whole bunch of code, and so all you have to do is add the little tag in there. So let's take a look at a couple of examples. Right here we're on the home page of a sample website, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to the bottom of the page, just it sort of has an edit button, and we're going to go in and we're going to add a gallery. Now a gallery shortcode is something that's been with WordPress for quite a while. It's very simple. If you want to add all of the images that are associated with this particular page, you can just add the shortcode for gallery. And what a shortcodes are always added using these specific brackets. So you can't use these brackets, you can't use these brackets, you can't use any other brackets. You have to use these specific brackets that have 90-degree angles on them. You put your word inside of it. In this one, specifically, you just put the word gallery in there, and you upload it. It's going to insert a gallery of all the images associated with this page in that place on the page. And I just have two images, so it put those two images, it spaced them out, and inserted a gallery. And that's all I had to do was put the word gallery, and it inserted the gallery in there. Let's take a look at another example. Let's say here's a contact page, and I want to add a form to this. Now I use a really great plugin called Gravity Forms to add forms to a website. I created a contact form within Gravity Forms, and then it tells me, Gravity Forms gives you an extra button in here and allows you to add shortcodes easily. So we click on that button and we say select a form. We find the contact form that I created. It gives me a little drop down to select ones that I've created. I gave it the name contact form. I can specify here I want to display the form title, no. Display the form description, no. Just going to display the form, insert the form, and automatically see how it adds that special little bracket. It puts in some code, generated itself, gravity form, id equals 1, name equals contact form, title equals false, description false, and the end of the bracket. If we get the rest of the content out of the way, we can see this whole thing is the shortcode. And it's entered in the shortcode for us, and there are plugins that will allow you to utilize and insert shortcodes into your website easily. There's one specifically called Ultimate Tiny Mice. Tiny Mice is a word that refers to how all of these little buttons are added into your page. And if you add a plugin called Ultimate Tiny Mice, for example, it allows you to add additional buttons and functions into your WordPress post. There's two of them, one called Advanced Tiny Mice and another one called Ultimate Tiny Mice. There's a couple others, but I've used those two. The one called Ultimate Tiny Mice actually adds a little button to your control panel that specifically recognizes all the shortcodes that have been added to your website and allows you to do a drop-down list and just pull them and add them, just like we've done here with Gravity Forms. So if that appeals to you, then that's something that you can do. But all we're doing here is just giving you a preview. So here's another example of using a shortcode. This one's complex, but it came with a very easy click on a button, select a form, and add it in. And let's see how it looks. And so when we put it in, we put it above our words. and we can put it below the words, so you can put this in relationship to your content, pictures, words, whatever you want. Let's take a look at the page, and here's our form, and it's recognized that it's a full width page, so it fills out the full width, and here's this contact us, which was there before, and here's our form. And all we did was add that little shortcode, and it put the whole form in there, which is now an active form that you can fill out and submit. So let's take a look at another example. With a lot of websites that I develop for clients now, and with some templates that you'll find, there's shortcodes that allow you to break up a page into columns. So you've got like a left and a right column, and you can specify if you want it to be half of a page and a half of a page, or 1/3 and 2/3, and you can do some complex layouts using shortcode. So I'm going to go ahead and enter in some shortcode here, and I'm going to do it in such a way to show you a little bit of the things you can run across that are problems here. Now there's two ways to edit a page. There's the visual mode, which kind of gives you a visual look and feel of what you're looking at, and then there's the HTML mode, which is code oriented. You can see that instead of just the word welcome, it doesn't have it large, and it's got these tags next to it which actually specify that it's a header 1, and here's the end of the header 1, and here's another tag. And so this is the code, not necessarily as friendly for somebody who doesn't know code, but for somebody who does know code it's nice. But so we're going to go to the visual, and we're going to go ahead and break up this page content into 2 columns of equal width, half and a half. And so we're going to take this half and put it on the left, and this half and put it on the right. And so we're going to use shortcodes that are specific, that I've created for this website. And if somebody creates a website for you and they have shortcodes, they'll tell you what those shortcodes are and what you can do with them. So I'm going to drop down a line, and here's one of the problems you might run into is that you can see this very tall cursor. It recognizes it. It still thinks I've got a header 1 here. So I'm going to change this to paragraph, which is going to get rid of all the formatting up here. Now I'm going to enter in my shortcode, 1/2. And so the beginning, so some of the shortcodes like the gallery and the gravity forms is just one piece, and that inserts something into that space. This kind of shortcode is changing content, and so you want to put a piece of shortcode before and after each part that you're wanting to specify. So here we're creating 2 sections, so we're going to put this before, and then we're also going to put this after, and we're going to put a little slash before it. So it's the same thing. It says 1/2 with an underscore in the middle, and then this one says slash 1/2, meaning that's the end of this one. And now we're going to do and this is actually a very common way in which people will add these, 1/2 last, meaning that with 1/2 you've only got 2 halves, so the last one is always, you put the word underscore last on it. It's just sort of a common way that people are doing it, and you might as well just stay with convention because it makes it easy. And it'll only work the way that somebody's created it to work. So here we got 1/2 last. If you had 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, you would do 1/3 and 1/3, 1/3 and 1/3, and then you do 1/3 last and 1/3 last. Just the last one always has an underscore last on the end. In this example, in this way it's programmed. So let's take a look at how that looks. We're going to update our changes. We're going to view our page. And here you go. We've got this section is on the left and this is on the right. And so we've used shortcode here to modify the page. And that's kind of the gist of shortcodes. If you want to learn more, just talk to the person who created your website or read their manuals, and they'll give you the specific shortcodes that are available. And that's all there is. If you look in the comments of this video, you'll see there's links to more videos, some other tutorials. Good luck and have fun with your website.